Hey guys, welcome to the Facial Recognition Comedy Podcast. I am so excited to be here alongside.
Well, tell us who you are.
Oh, okay.
No, I mean this is all raw. We're gonna keep all of this.
Oh, okay. This is Melissa Shoshahi. I just brought my energy so down.
Yeah, she had the momentum. We could have.
I was gonna be like, tell us your names and
She's
come on down.
Interviewing us. I'm Paula Vegan-Allen.
Yeah, you are, and I'm Fizza Dasani. And
Yeah,
this is,
you are.
Oh, thanks. And this is our 1-year anniversary episode of the Facial Recognition Comedy Podcast.
Yeah.
And see, I can't do that. I'm not a good brown person.
Really?
La la la.
Yeah, we just lost followers. Okay.
But this doesn't come out yet, but we anticipate it.
But this is our podcast party, so we're gonna have Zara and another surprise guest join us in a little bit, and we're gonna have chai and samosas. But we were talking Bollywood, so we just decided to start recording. But we were talking Bollywood stars because Samir. Oh, I gave away who's coming up.
They don't know. They don't know yet.
They don't know who it is.
They don't know that you said a word.
They don't know.
Samosas are here. I'll be right back.
Maybe, or just some white man interrupting our podcast. We don't know. This is all
We were
spontaneous
talking.
and fun.
We were talking about Bollywood.
Yeah, what were we? I had my identity crisis in middle school, and I watched a bunch of Bollywood, and so I kind of knew the gossip, and also like my uncles worked in Bollywood for a little while, like they produced a few movies that were big, and then they didn't do so well in other movies, so they got out. But yeah, they have some connections there.
Did you, as a kid, were you like, oh, I kind of want to be in a Bollywood movie?
I still 100% want to like dance in the background. I think I can pull it off. I've danced before. Like I could do a Bollywood movie background dancing thing.
That's amazing. So you know how to do Bollywood dance moves.
I used to choreograph for like Diwali events and stuff in college.
That's insane. I want to learn.
I would just watch the things and then do. That's how I learned any of the Hindi that I know. It's just watching those movies.
I want you to teach me. I didn't even know that about you.
Yeah,
that's so cool.
But you said you love dancing too, right?
I love dancing, but I'm like the worst dancer. Like nobody would want to learn anything from me.
Those are so fun though. It's like low pressure.
Wow, we just got Indian Starbucks frappuccinos.
Yeah, I was expecting chai, but I think I saw the receipt. It did say chai, but it's I don't know what are these? Are these? This is lassi? Is this
lassi.
Like a
it looks like salt,
savory lassi?
Salt lassi, yeah.
So that's a yogurt drink, and it looks like it's
yum.
a salty version. There's sweet versions of
Persians
lassi.
have yogurt drinks too.
When Zara gets here, she's 100% speaking to the manager.
Oh yeah,
she's not gonna take this bullshit.
Is this like yogurt soda?
No, it's kind of like buttermilk base, I guess.
She actually got like food.
Oh really?
Yeah, so it's beyond samosas right now.
Damn, we beyond samosas.
Yeah. It's the name of the party episode.
Yeah, we beyond samosas.
That's the name of your next show.
Yeah.
Beyond samosas.
Beyond samosas.
Ras malai, which is
I feel like this is the order of someone down the street. This is like not anything. Do you know what I mean? Like it feels like the wrong order entirely.
Oh no.
I mean, but the
also
receipt did say chai, so I think they just. I mean, they said they ran out of the green tea, so they gave half tea, half lemonade. So maybe they just ran out of chai and were like, "Lassies, whatever."
Okay, this is weird.
Should I test this out for us?
Yeah, I mean, it looks like it's good, but it's just not caffeinated.
It's not what I wanted. Do you guys send stuff back when you don't like what you get? I tend to keep, like, unless it's like, because I'm vegetarian, unless it's like meat, then I tend to just be like, Sometimes I do. Sometimes I'm like, is this the right thing?
I mean, out of print, I don't really do it. It just depends how inconvenient it is or convenient.
Or like how nice the people are.
Yeah, I mean, like with this guy, he's Uber Eats. He was the middleman, so it's the restaurant that.
This smells weird.
Let's mess up the order.
Does it taste weird?
I'm not accustomed to this type of
savory drink.
Oh, there's something in it. What is that? There's some other thing in it.
It's very yogurty.
It's not the yogurt that's throwing me off. There's something else in it. It's not like a regular lassi. This is weird. Okay, you don't have to drink it. You look so... Here, I'm going to put it away from you so you don't feel compelled to drink it.
Okay.
Here, you don't have to drink it. Would you like a samosa?
I will. Thank you.
Okay, there you go.
Thank you. I'll drink
the entire time I'm trying to like explain what the food is.
Oh, hey.
Hi.
Oh, our surprise.
Supposedly,
guest.
I dropped your name by accident. Samir Suri is here. Come take a seat.
Hello.
Come sit over here.
So Samir.
Oh my God, is this lassi?
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
Holy shit.
Melissa had a sip of that. I don't know if you want it, but
I have herpes. You can have it though.
the herpes.
Nice to meet you.
Herpes for all.
Oh man.
Yeah, so
okay.
Samir is a comedian, very funny comedian.
And he knows all the Bollywood gossip, which is what I was just
I
saying.
do know all the Bollywood gossip.
So
what do
you're-
you want to know?
He told me.
Here we go.
He told
can
me
hold the mic.
everyone who was gay I didn't know, when it was illegal to be gay in India. Just recently.
all that shit. Well, because I fucked them all.
You
Oh,
did?
yeah.
I fucked every single one of them.
You're so blessed.
Podcast
I have.
is
I'm
getting
so
spicy.
blessed.
They're
Salman
so blessed.
Khan ran me over on a.
I was just telling them that Usama's podcast, Mango Bay, shout out to Usama in New York, another really funny comic. He had a fuck, marry, kill of Salman, Amir, and Shah Rukh Khan, and I was like, the answer's obvious.
Oh, fuck Salman.
No!
Marry Shah Rukh. Kill Amir.
No!
Yeah.
Kill
No,
Salman!
marry Amir. No.
Kill
wait,
Salman.
no.
Like it's not
Kill
unanimous.
Salman before he kills you with his car.
It's fine.
And then you
know
fuck
what?
Amir, and then you marry Shah Rukh.
Who fucks Amir Khan?
I'd rather fuck him than Salman.
Ugh. No. I'm fucking Amir.
Well, like, okay, is your bias
No,
against
Salman.
Salman? Is it because of his actions, his personality?
He's
or...
an abuser and a murderer.
Ash has publicly said that
that'll-
he physically abused her.
That's
so
a boundary.
He's like got major anger issues, and then like the one witness to his car accident like died in a mysterious way.
There was a whole. He was like a driver the driver was driving the car. Although actually, a gay guy I know in Bombay took me on a tour of like Bollywood gossip around Bandra when I was in Bombay, and one of the places he took me to was the spot of sidewalk where Salman ran over and killed that guy, allegedly, because he was convicted and then acquitted. So we have to say allegedly.
Did the person die?
He's allegedly
Yeah,
a murderer.
it was.
So how is that alleged?
Well, because he's saying it wasn't him driving, and it was a whole. Because everybody does have drivers out there.
But
there's a place called American Express Dry Cleaners in front of that place where he died.
Oh.
So that's what.
So they were able to
America
clean the
is
blood off the ground?
everywhere. Yeah.
I'm
Damn.
just learning from you guys. I don't know who these people are, but it
Never leave
sounds-
home without Salman's mysterious driver,
Yeah.
who can take the fall for everything.
Yeah, we're gonna have who's gonna be our scapegoats when we get famous?
The driver shot the black buck. Remember that case?
Oh yeah, there was like an endangered deer, buck.
Black buck, not a grinder term. This is this is a type of antelope.
Oh, antelope.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he killed it.
Yeah, he went out on a hunting trip with a lot of people I love. Saif Ali Khan, Tabu, all these people.
Saif Ali Khan.
Yeah, because he's very
Tabu.
Nawabi. All the they like hunting and all this shit. And they were filming, I think, Hum Saath Saath Hain. They poached this antelope that you're not allowed to poach.
Which Khan was this?
It was called a black buck antelope.
Oh, but which Khan was
Salman
poaching?
was there, right? Salman is very like he's got a torrid history with the law, and with women and everything.
He's everywhere. I have some off-air stories I could tell you about Salman.
See,
I mean,
he knows
but-
everything.
You know, I think it's like not uncommon to want to fuck people you want to kill. You know, it's just
Really?
like, it's like, yeah, it's a fine line, right?
I just can't. I just feel
Yeah.
so gross after.
I mean, I
know somebody who worked on who was like in the crew of a dance sequence that Salman was doing, and apparently they just had a big old. Somebody was always on hand with Salman to supply him with whiskey throughout the shoot.
Oh, he's also an alleged alcoholic.
We don't.
That.
He said when he was on Coffee with Karan, his speech was slurred. Let's say that.
And Karan is a talk show host who's part of a big family, and he's also gay, but no one would admit it because they couldn't.
Yeah, well, like he always made a big point of saying that legally he couldn't, but now it's legal and still he doesn't.
Is anyone
But
out?
it's-
Right
yeah,
now in India?
My friend Naveen Narona is a comic who's out and has been out even when it was illegal, and he would like post like pride stuff, and it was very like genuinely brave because it was illegal.
Yeah, Harish Iyer, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but he was like one of the big activists who, a lot of people credit legalization to him, and I don't think it would have been possible without him. But it was a whole situation out there.
What about Bollywood stars though? Has anyone come out?
No.
Yeah, I
no,
mean,
and they
here
still
there's-
won't. Here they don't come out.
Yeah.
Here I could give you names off air that won't come out.
Yeah,
Here's a question. Maybe it's dumb. When did they legalize it?
just recently, like
September.
yeah,
Wow.
a few months
Yeah.
ago. Because they
Isn't that
had
nuts?
decriminalized it and then they recriminalized it like 7
Yeah,
years ago.
they decriminalized it for I think like a few months.
Yeah, and then but this time it's like it's taking hold. I hope it's been not that long.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to know something really crazy? So in the country where I'm from, Iran, they don't. absolutely believe in homosexuality.
Oh yeah, death penalty.
So yeah, well, if you are gay, and they did an HBO documentary on this, if you are gay, they will pay for your surgery to become
To transition.
Yeah, I saw this.
because they don't believe, they'll be like, no, you're not gay. You are actually a woman who likes men.
Yeah.
We're gonna transition you.
So what in India they have are the hijras, which a lot of people I think here mistake for trans people, but they're intersex, which is hermaphrodites. And they have, they will come to your people. Indians say this to try to make India seem better than it is. That we love the hijras and we invite them to sing at our weddings. No, what happens is the hijras will come to your house and threaten to flash you unless you invite them to your weddings, and people think you'll be cursed if you see a dick hanging over a veg.
That's what my my mom used to say, that the hijras would come and they would know when the weddings were happening and when children were being born, and then they would come and then like the families would give them money to just like not curse them. So they gave them like magical powers in their minds, basically. But
I respect the hustle.
yeah, fuck yeah, do what you gotta do.
Yeah,
like
make that money.
Have you guys partied with hijras? Hey, Zara just got here. We're talking about partying with hijras.
I haven't done that.
Wait,
yet.
I've
look,
been
she's
to
brought
parties
a
that
bag.
hijras were
Did we
at.
get the wrong food?
Yeah, because
happened?
they sent us, what is this, lassi?
No, she has the food.
I don't have the food.
Oh,
I
okay.
just brought, like,
Oh, okay.
Cups and stuff.
utensils.
They ran out
Oh,
of chai, it
They
looks like.
they sent us the wrong stuff.
Oh, did they?
I mean, it's fine. It's good.
I was like, Zara's gonna
Chai
come here.
yaar.
I
did
know.
Where's
order chai. What? They sent
know.
us.
Wait, what's
They
this?
sent us green tea?
They sent us green tea and lassi, and then I don't
then
know
half tea,
rasmalai.
half
Oh, is this
lemonade.
rasmalai?
Supposed
Yeah.
to be rest- I
Holy
thought-
shit.
Did they send samosas?
They
Yeah,
did.
Yeah.
Okay, so they just didn't send chai. They sent
Yeah.
us.
Oh
So
my
is
God.
that
They
rice?
sent us
No,
green tea.
rasmalai is like a dessert.
So wait, what's
it's
this
really good.
stuff?
It's
I
like
guess
a
that's
savory
right.
lassi.
I'm such a
Okay.
bitch. You guys are feeding me samosas and lassi, and I'm still complaining. Where,
I mean,
where's the
to be
chai?
fair, we need our fucking chai.
Yeah.
Like, we're
No.
they
We were
see,
like-
we need our chai.
I'm
We
sorry
need our
they
caffeine.
Didn't send us chai. I'm gonna -2 stars, you guys. Man. Oh well. Sorry.
I'm glad I was the one that like handled the transaction with the Uber driver because
Why? What happened?
you would have gone in.
I would.
That
I
poor
would
guy.
have. Yeah, I would have
He
totally
wasn't
gone in.
expecting to lose his balls today.
Man, I'm sorry, guys. We can get chai after this if
We
anyone
will.
wants.
Oh,
Okay.
so down.
We're 100%. You think we're not getting chai? Are there napkins?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, what did I miss?
We were talking Bollywood and
Partying with hijras.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
Partying
have
with
you guys
hijras,
ever?
but the gay scene in Bombay,
Do-
I've
do
seen
our
a little bit
people
of in like
know?
Bandra,
But like when you go to your family weddings, have you ever like have there been hijras there?
the last family wedding I went to in
try
South
it?
Delhi,
There's more
which was
than
in a
a
farmhouse. See, this is the thing that upsets me about Indian comics. Now that I'm on this podcast, we can discuss this. About like the Desi comics here, and I'm sure you guys have all noticed
like
this.
Americanized
Yeah,
comics like
yeah,
us.
yeah, like us.
Sorry.
That we're
Rosemary?
all eating.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. There's pistachio.
Pistachio.
I'm just trying.
Yeah, here I'm
these
passing out
foods.
cups.
I'm listening.
Oh.
Sorry, the food.
No,
No,
I'm
the
food's the star.
yeah,
No,
I'm
you-
enraptured
You
by
keep
this.
the convo going. Keep it
Keep the
going.
convo going. Sorry.
So Desi comics in the U.S.
Desi
Americanized
comics in the U.S.
like
have
us.
you noticed when they do like 90% of them when they do impressions of their parents and you listen to them and you go, I know that's not what your mother sounds like. I know you're faking that. I know this is an accent that you picked up from TV and decided to do. I know that's not what your mother sounds like if your mother is from Bangalore.
It's hard.
It's like
I do an accent for my mom on like certain punchlines.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I'll just talk normal for what she's saying, and then on certain punchlines I do it just because it feels more natural. But it does like I know I'm not doing her totally right, but I don't think it's like a cartoon version. It's just like I don't. When you're growing up, like deciphering
notice
the
it.
language, you don't notice
Yeah.
it, and then you say the wrong pronunciation for things, and then you're like, is that being Indian? Is that just specific to my mom? Is
Yeah.
that where I grew up from? Like somebody's caught me and it's off.
like
but
Thai
I don't know.
for Thai. Thai food.
Thai food, yeah.
Thai food. Panda.
Panda
Let's go to
Express.
Panda Express.
Are you noticing
But
that
they
this
had-
is happening a lot?
I notice it all the time, and I know, like, you are doing an impression of Raj from The Big Bang Theory or Russell Peters' dad. That is not your dad.
Okay.
Like, I can't do. I mean, my dad has been in America since he was 14.
so
He
what
speaks
does your,
English
what
with
does
an
your
American.
dad sound like?
My dad speaks English with an American accent.
Okay.
Because he's been here since he was 14.
My dad sounds like he's like he definitely sounds partially Midwestern because
Yeah.
he went to Texas,
Yeah.
lived there for the first 10 years in the U.S. So he'll say things like, "Well, thanks, folks," but like
Yeah.
it's like weird. It's just weird. Like
That's
I don't know how to
sweet.
do it totally. But yeah, I
But
like
my
it.
mother is from South Delhi, which is that is very not the Indian accent that anybody hears from Indian comics. That's this kind of upscale.
It's a
you know,
very posh accent.
I can't
right?
drive these like poor people Valika.
Yeah.
What is this Mazda yeah, with headlights that don't automatically turn off when it gets dark outside? Do they even make such cars like this anymore?
Yeah,
We
that's
need-
the kind of accent that like my mom's cousins have a little
Yeah.
bit, you know. But like my mom's Pakistani, but like her family, a lot of her family grew up in this portion of Karachi and Lahore. There's it's called Defense,
Yeah.
where Defense is basically where like there's like a military base, and it's basically like the elite military families
Yeah.
live there. So automatically you have this like posh accent and like this aura of arrogance in the
Yeah.
air, and so it just comes from that.
There's a deaf call in South Delhi too, a defense colony in
Yeah.
South Delhi, and it's everyone talks exactly like that. A friend of my mother's actually, and one of my mother's college friends. First of all, this is how anglicized it is. My mother's high school was literally called Cambridge.
My parents
yeah.
went to like Christian like schools, like high schools, I think.
Yeah.
They went to mass
With
and
my
stuff.
mom.
Yeah.
Yeah, my dad went to a Christian college
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
Lahore. Like I didn't know that was
Yeah.
a thing. I was like,
Colonizers,
why are you
guys.
so Muslim right now? Like, didn't you? What?
They're trying to all blend in.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Every time the Mormons would try to come over and convert my dad, he's like, "I know all about your gods."
The Mormons converted my grandpa. He couldn't speak English.
Oh.
Yeah, so they
Oh.
converted him. He's like, they have tea. You know? I swear.
Wait, Melissa, they came to your grandparents' door.
Yeah.
And did he just like pick up like the Bible? Like, how did this?
Book of Mormon,
The
they
Book of
usually
Mormon.
handle it.
Sorry, the Book of Mormon.
Well, according to my grandpa, when he explained to me in Persian, he's like, yeah, you know, they were very nice in suits. And then we went to a meeting, and in the meeting, they had, you know, cookies and tea, and it was nice.
So he didn't know he was converted. He
No,
just
he
he,
didn't
told
know.
the story afterward, and you're all like, "Yeah, Dad, you're a Mormon now."
Yeah.
This is also what Mother Teresa did.
You guys are Mormon.
Yeah.
The sick would come. They didn't know they were
Yes, I know.
becoming Catholic. She was just baptizing them.
But you know, that's what they're doing. These, like, they're coming and, like, just finding people that don't speak English.
It's kind of like the military. They're just like, "Hey, do you want to get out of here for a little bit?" They don't know any better.
But my mother's friend from actually not Defense Colony, but another area like this, was visiting LA, and we took her to the Reagan Library. She was really thrilled. And in the Reagan Library, you can go in Air Force One. They have his old real Air Force One. And so we were inside, and she's looking around, and she goes, "Listen, yeah. Our business class is better than this. This is just premium economy, yeah. You can't sit here. President should only fly Emirates Airlines. You can't sit here."
Yo, Emirates is fire.
Oh, you've done
Send him on
Emirates?
Etihad.
I go to Dubai a lot.
You bougie bitch.
I have family there.
Yeah.
Yeah, Emirates airline economy is like better than first class anything domestic that we
Yeah.
have here.
Fancy.
Emirates
Yeah.
I've never been on, but Etihad, the other.
Etihad
yeah.
is very good too, and the food is pretty decent.
Oh, you've
Although the
done
last
Emirates
time
as
I
well?
went, I was
What?
on.
You've done Emirates as well?
I've done Emirates, Etihad, Royal Jordanian, and Qatar. And I would say Royal Jordanian is like a little bit better than Delta. And the rest of the like Arab airlines blow us all out of the water. Like it's not even. It's like it makes every other airline seem like it might as well be a detention center in the air. Like it's just
Well, you
I don't
can't-
understand
but
what
there's
they're
not
doing.
much you can't drink on those airlines, right?
You can.
Yeah.
Do they offer?
Overseas? Oh, Muslim
I thought you
Airlines?
can.
I don't know.
I
I
don't
once
know.
tried
I've
to cruise
never-
the men's room at Abu Dhabi International Airport when I was on Etihad.
How'd that work
just
out?
to see. I wanted to be like the Monica of the Arab world.
Oh my
I wanted to be
goodness.
like the get me out from under some guy's robes and see, and then a public stoning is like all these men are looking at you and they're all excited.
Oh my god.
It's like I respond to hostility.
Oh,
my
yeah,
gosh,
that
Samir.
gets you off.
But I went on China
mu-
Southern the last time I went to India because I just wanted the cheapest flight I could find. And we stopped in Guangzhou. And the pollution was so bad you could smell it inside the airport. I never left the
Wow.
airport.
Wait, you
could
flew
smell.
to China to come back to India?
Yeah,
You can go either
fly
way.
through-
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I've gone through Hong Kong a bunch.
Yeah,
like
mine
Taipei.
was never that good.
Oh, you mean
Mine was
from here?
Guangzhou.
You from the East Coast?
No,
From the
LA,
West Coast,
yeah.
from the LA. Yeah, sorry, LA. Whenever I end up going to that part of the world, I end up somehow going from the East Coast because
Yeah.
New York just happens to be a pit stop for me
You
to
take
get things.
you take the Atlantic,
Yeah, I take the Atlantic
and you take
route
the
usually.
Pacific.
You can go either way. You can go, you can, because it's exactly the opposite side of the world. So
Yeah,
you
Yeah.
truly can go
Different
either
time.
way, yeah.
Are we
difference in
equidistant?
time.
Is California basically equidistant?
Basically, yeah. For LA to Delhi is like
Yeah.
21 hours each way.
LA, that's why
Yeah.
I go through Dubai because it's 15 hours, a direct flight now, and then 3.5 to Chennai. So it's like 18 and a half.
Yeah.
Whereas when I was a kid, it took 49 hours, including like a 9-hour layover in Singapore and like all this. Like it literally took over 2 days when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And my mom would bring sleeping bags so we could sleep in the Singapore airport.
Do you guys go back a lot though? Do you have a lot of family there?
I go every 2 or 3 years. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, same. Yeah.
I haven't been in 10 years, and before that, I hadn't been since I was 5. But I lived there for 3 months when I was little, and that's where I learned Urdu and Hindi. Yeah.
When did you live there for 3 months?
When I was 4 and I turned 5.
Oh, okay.
So we were there
When you
for
were-
3 months. I got malaria.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
God.
Great memories. She's like, and then I
You didn't
never
take-
went back.
You didn't take malaria pills or anything?
No, I wasn't given
Oh,
malaria pills.
wow.
I mean,
I think we talked about this. Like,
Yeah.
my parents gave me malaria pills for a little while, and then we stopped. And I was like, "Why did we stop?" And they were, "Are we like vaccinated from it or something?" And they were like, "Nah, we just gave up." That's what it is. You're old enough to survive, I guess.
You know what's
Yeah.
very good actually when you go, you can eat anything. This is a great travel tip. Probiotics. You go to any, you have to buy them there because they have to be acclimated to the local bacteria. And you buy a box of these 10 clear plastic vials, and it's the liquid is clear, it's tasteless. You just pop one every morning, and you can eat street food.
you
and-
were eating street food.
Yeah.
Courageous.
No, but you can if you have the probiotics, and you're
Yeah.
fine. It doesn't do anything.
Did you lose weight though?
No, I do. I was telling Zara this the last time I saw her. I do Kareena Kapoor's diet. Before I
Oh
go
my
to
goodness.
India, she
He
has.
sent this to me,
diet?
and I
What's the
haven't
diet?
tried it yet, but I have screenshots of the diet. But it's not what you would think. Like it's low carb, but like you're still allowed to eat some like sweets.
Yeah, you wake up and have like idli sambar, and it's like it's all it's very controlled amounts, and it's like 10 meals a day. But I do. Because I always gain 10 to 15 pounds. So before I go, I have to lose. There was an Indian movie star, Kareena Kapoor, and a decade ago, she introduced the phrase size 0 to the
Okay.
Indian vernacular. She did this movie that was a shitty movie and a flop called Dashan, but there was a great song in it where she came out of the water in a green bikini. And before that, the standard was curves, curves, curves.
Yeah.
And-
the photo.
I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no one had 6 packs before that. Like people did, but it wasn't like a
Yeah.
thing in India.
Okay.
It's like, you know,
So she
for-
she created this trend.
She
and
created
diet.
this trend,
Oh, this is
and
fun.
she was
Okay.
size 0. Her nickname is Bebo. She was size 0 Bebo. And then 4 years later, every woman in Bollywood was imitating this, and she got her curves back and did a song called "Favi Golse," which basically the
Oh, yeah.
main phrase, the chorus means. Stick my photo on your wall with this brand of glue, Favicol. And she was like chunky in that song. So she was always ahead of everybody. I think she's been my idol since I was 7. She like made size 0 a thing before anybody did it, and then she brought curves back before anyone did it.
Wow. Damn.
You know, it's interesting that your family went back so frequently, despite your father living here since he was 14.
Yeah.
My dad came here, I think, in his 20s, and he didn't go back for 30 years.
Really?
He didn't want to go back.
What city?
He grew up in Bombay.
Oh,
it was Bombay at the time.
Yeah. My dad is from Bombay.
Which is a fabulous city,
Yeah.
by the way.
But I mean, my family went back so much because my mother came here in her 20s. And
Gotcha.
so, and my mother's family is in Delhi, and when we go back, home base is Delhi.
Yeah. That's where my mom actually, her home base was Delhi as well.
This is so
Well, those are the two
bizarre.
big cities,
yeah.
you know, so it makes sense. They're
The two big North
metropolitan-
Indian cities.
LA
yeah.
and New York.
LA and New York. Yeah. Bombay people are the Angelenos to Delhi people's New Yorkers.
really.
Are Delhi, New York?
That
You
makes
think
that
so?
makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't feel like Bombay is in New York?
No, Bombay is the beach town where the movie industry is, and everybody is relaxed. And
Yeah.
I went to a party in Bombay a couple of years
Yeah,
ago.
Bombay it's Bollywood,
Yeah.
right?
And
So that
Delhi
makes sense.
people are alcoholics.
and very formal.
Which
yeah.
is a lot like
And-
New Yorkers.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what I'm
and
saying.
they dress formally and they're funnier. Delhi people are funnier than Bombay people.
This is
How
And-
dare you, Samir?
New York, but that's so true. Like New Yorkers are generally funnier than people in LA.
Yeah.
It's
Like
more of a struggle.
I feel like people in LA can't take a joke, you know,
Yeah.
whereas New Yorkers, like everybody's just kind of real and no one's really uptight.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't know.
And I was at this Bombay party, and there was only one guy whose shirt had a collar, and everybody was saying to him, "What did you come from Delhi today?" Everybody was- so it was
That's
like,
like how
that's that.
We all wear
yeah.
sandals and shit here.
Yeah.
We don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
didn't
What
realize-
about you, Melissa? How often do you go back?
Never.
You've never been back.
No.
Well, because you guys were escaping like hard times
No, I
in
mean,
Iran, right?
My parents go back.
Oh,
I just
okay.
don't- I just don't go back. I mean, it's not really. I've done too much. You can YouTube me and Google
Yeah.
me, and it's not safe.
That's what
Yeah.
You
that's-
know.
That's what Zara Norbach was saying. Was she like
Totally.
didn't change her name, and so now she's like, if you talk about sex, it's like very unsafe.
Totally unsafe. They can just Google me at freaking wherever that is, the airport.
At the
security.
TSA, yeah,
TSA. What
yeah,
is
a
that
border
word?
control or whatever,
Thank
yeah.
you. Yeah, and they'll be like, okay, let's just put her in jail for fun. You know, they can do stuff like that.
So you're basically you put a self ban on yourself from Iran.
I did.
You're not going.
I did.
She's got her own travel ban.
I don't blame you.
My own travel ban.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
Yeah,
Like-
I wouldn't go to Iran if I were. I mean, I don't have family from there, but like, yeah, if they Googled me,
Yeah, and
I'd be buried to the neck in the town square in 6 minutes.
I've told my grandma, I was like, hey, you're really close to Dubai. I'll meet you in Dubai. You know? She's like, eh.
Yeah, they're more inclusive in Dubai. Even though it's like it's an emirate of UAE, they enjoy comedy there. They fly out people for comedy.
I know.
There. Have you done comedy
No,
in
I'd love
the
to
Emirates?
go.
I think still only guys can really do that. The range of comedy.
I know.
And gays can't. There's still. I mean, I don't know if it's the whole UAE, but definitely parts of the UAE. It's still death penalty.
People still people still disappear into the desert regularly there.
That's scary. I only know a handful of women that have performed probably
Yeah.
in the Middle East there.
Hasn't Shazia Mirza performed there? I feel like she has.
Oh yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
I
I've
don't-
talked to her about that. Shazia Mirza is a former guest on
I
the
did-
podcast.
I did that bus set in Mecca.
Oh yeah, that's right.
2 minutes.
Wow.
Add Fizza to the list.
I
You
don't
Wait,
know.
no, tell
Performed it
that
on a
story.
bus?
Yeah.
I was just I think I
You
told
went on
you.
Hajj, but I
Yeah.
didn't hear this bus set story.
Oh, it was just like the tour guide or the Hajj guide found out. I think someone told him I was a stand-up, so he took his little announcement microphone thing and was like, "And here's Fizzy to do a set." I'm like, "What?" And then he was just standing there waiting for me, and I'm like, and then apparently other people knew also.
Oh my
So I'm like,
God.
well, what can I say in Mecca after we just did like the holiest experience for most of these people?
Yeah. So what did you say?
I did like the native. My parents didn't teach me Urdu bit, so like, I think that was like 2 minutes, and then I started getting into Florida, and the crack cocaine came up, and I'm like, okay, I gotta. Can we just get to the fucking airport, please?
I like how you were like crack cocaine came up. Like you brought it up, Fizza.
yeah.
Nobody was like, "Can
Nobody-
you do a bit about crack cocaine?"
You brought
Somebody
it.
from behind a hijab.
Oh yeah, I was in
That-
a
well,
job,
you know,
by the way.
A
Yeah.
big flowing niqab, you can hide a crack pipe in there. Nobody will see.
You can hide anything.
Yeah.
You can hide a household.
But I will tell you, I've been groped more in like the Muslim countries leaving the country than I have been in America ever. Like at the airport.
Yo, those
Wow.
The
those
women do the
countries, name
checks,
them.
right?
the women like straight up like I got out and they like straight up pulled me into like the side thing where they pull the women in to pat them down.
Yeah.
And they straight up touched my vag. They like cut
Yeah,
my
the
vag. And
women?
yeah, the women. They check everything. They didn't really like they checked between where my boobs should be and then and then this lady that was the first time I learned about grabbing them by the pussy. Like it just happened.
They're very
And I was
handsy
like,
at Indian
"Oh."
airports, and it's all army guys there. It's so hot. I had so much fun.
For you, sure. I don't know. For me, it was so
I
weird.
was like, it was 3 weeks of it being illegal, and I couldn't do anything. And then I was leaving the country, and this army guy was feeling me up. I was like, yes, I'm going back to Western civilization. This is.
But you
setting me off.
were being grabbed by people that worked there.
Yeah, so they have male and female, like, their own version of TSA. So I think when I was leaving Dubai, they saw something suspicious in my bag, so like they took me aside behind a curtain, and this woman just like wearing a hijab herself was just like groping me all over, and then she goes through my stuff and she like gets my like retainer case out, and she's like, "This is why we searched you, because you're carrying, you know, weird looking objects." I'm like, "It's a retainer case. Like, what? Do you want me to have straight teeth? Like, what's like? I don't understand."
I don't know if she's that invested, Zara.
I was so like, I'm like, I don't know. I got it from the dentist. Like, what do you want me?
How old were you?
I was like 21, I think. I wear a retainer to this day, but like, you know, like I wasn't young.
But
you know,
I wear a retainer.
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh, I have
the
to.
biggest overbite now because I never wore my retainer.
Me too.
No, I have to.
It
Otherwise,
just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Just
I
like
have-
my nose. Everything gets bigger and bigger. I just stopped.
no, I naturally have Madonna teeth. So if I go like a week without wearing a retainer, I like naturally get this like gap under like between my two teeth, and then I just start talking British for no reason. Like that's just
Well,
so I
like
have to
that.
wear
I
a
wanna see
retainer.
I want to see that version.
No,
I wanna see
that's
British
okay.
But maybe
Zara.
your British would actually sound correct.
Maybe,
For the colonization, you know.
maybe.
Yeah, Queen's English is very, you know, in South Asia, it's everybody learns the Queen's English.
Yeah, I mean,
Rich people there speak English better than we do.
Yeah.
absolutely,
Really though.
absolutely.
I want to move to Europe. I'm done here. I want to move. I really do.
I'm done here.
Well,
done.
you go to Europe like every year, right?
I
You
go.
go for like 2 months.
Where?
Not 2 months. I
Okay.
wish.
Oh.
Okay. Maybe we should just put it
I
out
was
there.
envious of your last trip because you go every year.
I go every year because I just love it so much.
Where do you
go?
At, wherever, you know, I lick my finger and then I put it towards the air, wherever. I mean, last year it was Iceland, Amsterdam, Germany, London.
She did this while I was eating.
I know.
I find this very aggressive.
We're very well. Here, make up for it.
Hi, darling.
I was Instagramming. We're all gonna be eating at some point.
So okay, so Iceland, Germany, UK.
Amsterdam.
Yeah, UK, London. Yeah, I just love it. I love the environment. I love the people.
Do you
And I
like the
did-
men better? Do you like European men better than American men?
I didn't really get to talk to that many. Like, I didn't fall in love with anybody. Like, you know, but I mean, they all seem nice. The people that were there, you know.
You know who's really flirty?
Who?
Italian men.
Yeah.
Oh, I
I
haven't been-
love the wops.
I haven't been
But
to
Englishmen are
Italy.
very slippery.
Jesus Christ.
No, but they're great. No, but Englishmen are very slippery.
What does
What do you
that
mean?
mean?
You got to
What
be
is-
careful with Englishmen.
Why are they?
What do you
slippery?
mean?
Are
Do they just like
wet?
slip into you? Like how?
Kinda. But
Okay.
they're just very. I don't know.
Are they smooth?
Take
about their
everything. They're
pickup
very
lines?
smooth and take everything they say with a pinch of salt. But
Oh, are they fuck boys?
that's-
yeah,
This
they're
sounds
fuck
like
boys.
a
Yeah,
personal
they're fuck
experience.
Hit on
Remember
you.
the
Yeah.
British dude I was just with?
Oh yeah.
Fuck boy.
Oh, I need to hear
Slippery.
this story. I haven't heard about this guy.
It's,
yeah.
I'll tell you offline.
Yeah.
We've been over it.
See, I feel like I've missed out on like some key green room conversations at the last show because I was in Mexico. So like I feel like I missed out on some like gossip.
Oh yeah, well, because for those who don't know, I was hostessing that show,
Yeah.
and it was
thing.
He hosted our
Excuse
April
me, the,
14th
it?
show.
the proper term
hostessing.
is stewarding the show.
That's
was great.
another thing I love about Indian English is that they still say stewardess.
Yeah.
I love that. And there's something so glamorous about that word to me. I would rather be a
Stewardess.
stewardess than a flight attendant.
Why
Yeah.
don't they
Yeah,
reclaim
stewardess.
that?
Stewardess feels like leadership. Flight attendant feels
Yeah.
like you're just there with us.
Yeah. Flight attendant means like, you know, you're what you're actually doing. You're like sweeping up the aisles. But stewardess means like you're in charge.
Yeah, stewardess means you have more control and more authority.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
hosting.
Yeah, absolutely.
I miss those hats they used to wear.
They still do in
They
Dubai.
still some of the international airlines still do.
Emirates.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah,
So
sometimes.
fancy.
Right? Tiny, but they're like in and out hats. They're like
Yeah.
that shape.
Yeah.
They have to pin it on so
Yeah.
it stays.
Yeah.
Little
They have
tiny
the
hats.
hairspray on.
Can we discuss? I fucking saw Hotel Mumbai, the new movie about the 26/11 attack.
Oh, yeah.
With Dave Patel in it and
I didn't see
Anupam
that.
Kher. It was really good. I was surprised how
I
good
love
it was.
Anupam Kher.
Who's the
Where-
Bollywood star?
That's
it on-
another
not the-
another one I have stories
Is
about.
it
often.
streaming anywhere or is it in the theater?
It was in
It was
theaters.
in theaters. I think it may
Who's
still
I'm sorry,
be.
who's the Hollywood stars that are in it?
Army Hammer.
Ooh,
Okay.
yeah.
I think he's the only one that anyone here has heard of.
Well,
and Dave
Dave
Patel,
Patel,
the Slumdog guy.
Yeah, he's great.
And lying.
And it was they got things right about South Asia that they never get right. Everyone was speaking the right language. The terrorists from Punjab were speaking Punjabi to each other, but Hindi to everyone in Bombay. The Maharashtrian cops were speaking Marathi to each other, Hindi to the hotel staff.
That's
It was,
great.
meanwhile, Zero Dark 30, everyone in Pakistan is speaking Arabic.
Yeah. It's very weird.
And I liked Zero Dark 30, but come
I
on,
like the
fellas.
story, but Zero Dark 30 and Homeland, the season that they were in Islamabad, watching those pissed me off so bad because I was like, all you had to do was hire one Pakistani. Like, that's all you fucking had to do, you fuckers.
Watch
Like, it's
one
just-
Pakistani movie.
Just I don't know, ask a Pakistani person. Like, it made me so mad because it was like, okay, so you chose to be ignorant and racist. Meanwhile, like, you're like, that's all you had to do.
Well, I didn't even
honestly.
see the Homeland
it.
episode in
didn't consider it.
Islamabad. What was it like?
It was an entire season in Islamabad
Really?
where the terrorists were speaking Arabic instead of Urdu. They made Islamabad seem like it's like this poverty-stricken, like completely poverty-stricken terrorist bunker, and it's not. Like, a lot of Islamabad is like Phoenix, like it's not.
So still pretty bad.
Yeah,
it's
I was
not-
like, that sounds worse.
No, honestly, like it wasn't like there are parts of
I
Islamabad.
love Phoenix.
There's,
Sorry,
like,
Phoenix. I do love
Islamabad
Phoenix.
is also like the country's capital, right? So it's
Yeah.
like a lot of the elite live there, the educated people of Pakistan live there. There's a lot of gated communities and stuff.
Yeah.
They just, I don't know. I'm like, if you had to pick a terrorist location, like pick something else. Like, there are actual terrorist cities in the country of Pakistan.
Yeah.
You don't have to pick the capital and then like do like.
So you feel like it was misrepresented?
It was misrepresented, but it's like the one representation of Pakistan that like Hollywood has, and so you're gonna make the capital of the country this. You're just like spreading the fear mongering for
Also,
like Middle
and
America that watches the
the
show.
scary thing about being in this part of the world is that there are so many places that don't look like what Homeland made Islamabad look like, and the terrorism still happens there. That's
Yeah.
the scary part
Yeah.
of being there.
Yeah.
There was a big bombing in Greater Kailash in GK, which is the fanciest neighborhood of South Delhi, a few years ago. There was in Karachi, I don't know what neighborhood, but my favorite Pakistani singer, Amjad Sabri, was like 3 years ago shot dead by the Taliban in his car, leaving a recording studio in Karachi. So this would have been in, I don't know the city that well, I've never been there, but in
A
probably a
recording
show-busy
store in Karachi?
part of town. I think it was in Liaquatabad.
Yeah.
Um,
Liaquatabad. Yeah, that's
Liaquatabad,
not like
yeah.
it's not a horrible area, but I don't know. I mean, you're right. Like, there are parts of the country that are like very metropolitan, and there are risks as well.
Yeah.
But like you don't have to show everything like
Right.
it's poverty stricken.
Yeah.
That's what everybody had an issue with Slumdog Millionaire, is they also felt like they represented India as just like the slums, and that is what people's perception of India is here.
That is a part of
Yeah.
India, but it's
It's
not
not
all
all
of
of
India.
it.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that I didn't mind so much because it's like
They
it
were
wasn't like they were making South Bombay look like Dharavi. They were
Yeah.
showing Dharavi where the slums are for
Yeah.
what it is.
They were
So
showing that part,
yeah.
and they were telling that story.
Yeah.
But I think people
Yeah.
were upset because it became so popular, and that was like the representation to Western America. And it was like produced and directed by Danny Boyle, and
Yeah.
people thought it was like more Indian than it was.
But I think
Yeah.
what
because they
is
had
a good
A.R.
thing-
Rahman and yeah.
Well, introducing that level of poverty to Americans, because that level of poverty there, that's not something it's not as prevalent here. Like, poverty here is like you have pants.
I mean, that level of poverty
Yeah, I mean,
isn't
like
even.
sometimes Skid
Yeah.
Row, dude.
Yeah.
I live right
It's
next to
not-
Skid Row. That
Yeah.
shit is wild.
It
Yeah.
is wild. It
Um,
smells wild, but it's like
We're
it's
talking
not.
about like neighborhoods of cardboard
It's
boxes.
so much more.
Right.
Yeah, and I don't think there's anything wrong with showing that. I don't think you can expect one movie that is about India to be about all of India.
Yeah.
And I think there's a movie a Hindi movie that came out this year out of India that is about the Bombay slums, Gully Boy.
Yeah.
Really fun movie, executive produced by Nas.
Hey.
Nas, really?
And yeah.
Wow.
The rapper?
Yeah,
Yeah.
our
Oh,
Nas.
check that out, Nas.
Who just dropped a track with the two Indian rappers that movie is about and Ranveer Singh.
Oh, nice.
Oh wow. Wait, what's the name of the movie?
Gully
Gully
Boy.
Boy.
Gully
It's on
Boy.
Amazon Prime now for free.
I'll snap.
And
I'm gonna watch it on the plane.
Yeah, and it was not like they made Dharavi look any better than Slumdog did.
Well,
Yeah.
I think
So I don't think Slumdog was exaggerating.
Yeah, well,
I don't think it was
Yeah.
exaggerating either. I think that people were just upset that that's
Yeah.
what they showed in
Your-
that movie.
Your frustration was, I mean, already like Islam is under the crosshairs.
Yeah.
So it's just, I understand your
It was
frustration.
my frustration was just at the inaccuracy. Like, oh, it's fine. I expect Hollywood to make things more dramatic than they are. I expect that. But in the era of fear mongering and misrepresentation and Islamophobia, wouldn't you take some measure to try to be a little accurate? Like they weren't even a little bit accurate. You know, like
Right.
wrong language, wrong ethnicity, just wrong city, just wrong like everything.
Oh,
you
you're
know?
talking about Homeland?
I was talking about Homeland and
Yeah.
also Zero Dark 30. Yeah, they were wrong about the language and whatever,
I
but
wonder if
like
Showtime doesn't have the budget that HBO does.
you know
It's
what?
like, just Arabic's fine.
You know what?
it's fine.
Showtime. I'm not even gonna talk.
Arabic's
whatever.
Arabic's less
but we can't-
expensive than Urdu. Is
Yeah.
that what
Yeah, I think there's more people who speak Arabic than Urdu.
There
Well,
are-
that's fine.
There are some good that came out of Homeland. Like a lot of my friends got cast in it. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
that's
How many times did you go out for the role of? I love this bit that you do, Melissa, where you go after what wife number 3
Wife number 2. Yeah.
wife number 2.
Terrorist wife number 2. You know what? That actually stopped happening. It really did. It stopped happening like.
Is it because you
5
had a
years
conversation
ago.
with your agent?
Yeah, he won't
Yeah.
send me out. He
Well,
won't
that's
send
good.
me out on any.
Or
of
is it that
those.
people Googled you and saw this bit?
Probably. Maybe both.
See,
like
this is
it's
the
really
lucky thing about
ruining it.
having my personality. Nobody even considers me for terrorist roles.
Oh my
They
God.
can't-
What if
they
you
can't-
were,
You can't be
though?
macho enough. You
No,
can't-
what if you were like the gay dude in ISIS? Like that would be amazing.
I
Just,
should
like,
be ISIS's PR.
You
Yeah.
are
I should
great.
be the
And you,
ISIS
like,
agent.
You're like designing the outfit, like the
I would've
stereotype
redesigned
of
the
a gay-
flag.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The flag's
You should
terrible.
redesign the vest, maybe. I
Yeah.
don't know, but you would
Throw
be
me
a
off
great,
the building and I'll hang streamers on the way down. It's fine.
It's amazing.
So funny.
But
It's-
part of
Maybe you should redesign the ethics.
I'm the PR.
He
I
said-
can only do
only do so much.
external. Yeah.
Listen, he said he was gonna fuck Salman. That's not an issue. I think part of the reason that it's so upsetting, I think people don't understand like the impact of the representation. Like
Yeah.
40% of white Americans don't have non-white friends.
40%
I
of
think.
Americans.
This is the knowledge that they're getting.
Yeah,
from these
exactly.
shows.
It's
Yeah.
the only knowledge of Islam and Pakistan that they're getting. Like sometimes when I meet people in the middle of nowhere, you know, Alabama or whatever, they're from there. Like I have a really good friend out here. She grew up in Mississippi, and like she's a comic, but like her family was so concerned when she became friends with a Pakistani girl. They're like, what?
What?
And then like through like me and her relation, like her and our relationship together, they've now become more familiar with it. So they're not like concerned. I don't think they were entirely concerned before, but it's just it worries me, you know, because like you said, 40% of white Americans don't know about Islam. They don't have friends who are Muslim. So if they're getting their news if they're getting their representation of it or from Fox News and Homeland and Zero Dark 30, well, of course they're going to be afraid of a Pakistani American.
Especially if it's misrepresented.
Exactly.
So Some
I
Dog
also
wasn't
think we're
misrepresented,
yeah.
but like you said here,
Yeah.
it was. What was some of the misrepresentations?
I mean, she said the language. And
was just the language.
it was the language. It was
poverty.
the poverty.
The poverty does exist, though.
Of course, yes, the poverty does exist. In Islamabad, not in that, like, they made it seem like it was all, like, the capital of the country was all poverty-stricken. And
well, yeah.
it's not. Like, it's not.
Well, that's the reality of
Like,
all these cities
I
is the
like,
disparity between the
I
extreme
partied on a
disparity
rooftop
between
bar in Islamabad. Like, it's
Yeah.
not, you know, it's
It's
wanna
more.
party.
I
Yeah.
dated
Rooftop.
someone here who is a comic in the scene, Scandal, who's not brown, and he's black, and he thought that his only he didn't know what Indian or Desi or South Asian people looked like, so he didn't understand until like we did our thing and like put it
Yeah.
out there. He didn't understand where we were from, and his only exposure growing up was like videos of like kids with deformities. And that's what he thought Indian people
Yeah.
It was
were like.
probably those commercials.
Yeah.
Save this child.
He
Like,
did
yeah.
also like his mom.
he
sho-
thought
like,
we
showed him
were all
some-
born with a cleft lip. Like,
or
that's
like,
what he
or
all-
like a tail, or like arms. Like there are deformities in
crazy.
India, but when he was growing up, like he saw a video of that, and then he didn't realize that the people he was seeing in daily life
Yeah.
were Indian.
Did he never watch Spelling Bees?
No, who watches spelling Melissa's just like at home. Everybody else watching
was
Desperate
in a
Housewives.
spelling bee.
She's like, I want to see these kids
our own
fight each other.
Our own people don't even watch each other on
Who's not in
spelling
a
bees.
spelling bee?
Like,
No one raised their hands. Everyone was in a spelling bee.
But child talent competition shows in India are out of hand.
Yeah.
They are out
Really?
of
they're
control.
fun though. There's so
They're
much talent
psychotic.
in India.
If you think Abby Lee Miller is a monster, you should
dance
see
mom?
some of these. Yeah.
Yeah. She went to jail, right?
Yeah, she's out of
she?
jail now.
Wait,
yeah.
Dance Mom went to jail?
The
Dance
dance
Mom
mom-
went to jail for charges that were included but not limited to smuggling a certain
Money.
amount of Australian money into
Yeah.
the country.
Yeah. The lady the choreographer lady who's like in charge of the kids or whatever
Yeah.
went to jail for a bit. Yo,
Scandal.
celebrity is wild.
Wow.
And then as soon as she got out of jail, she like found out she had cancer. She was like in the halfway house and
Oh,
collapsed and found out she
man.
had cancer. She had a year.
This is maybe
Abby Lee had a fucking
Is
year.
she okay?
She's
now?
alive, yeah.
she's alive.
I don't know if she's in remission.
I thought you meant
Hopefully
she had a
she's
year
not-
left.
I
and
mean,
was like,
maybe
damn.
you know what? I'm a strong believer in karma. That's what you get for yelling at children for decades. Wow. Anyway, sorry, Melissa. Do you have aspirations of becoming a dance mom someday?
We were talking about dancing.
I mean, I have zero aspirations of becoming a mom, but I definitely would love to dance. But I'm not good like to
I'm
teach.
gonna teach you some Bollywood. It's gonna happen.
I would love for her to
We're
teach me
doing
some
it.
Bollywood dances.
Are you a dancer?
No, I'm
Okay,
not a
but you wanna
dancer.
be.
But are you? But aren't you? Do you teach? Do you teach Pilates? I thought you did for
No,
some
no, no,
reason.
no.
She
I
just
don't
has
teach-
that aura.
You do have this aura
Oh my
about
God,
you. Like
do I
you
have
could
an
use.
aura?
You're
You
fit,
fit,
girl.
Oh,
fit,
girl.
You have a Pilates
I-
instructor aura.
I take Pilates at least twice a week.
That's
Oh,
what
there
it
it
is.
is.
Let me just tell you how bad I am. There's pregnant women.
Their
in
babies are
the
doing it in the
class.
womb.
The babies in the womb do it better
Yeah.
than me. I cannot do it. I can't do it. And then the instructor is so sweet. She's very like, patient with me. Is that
Yeah,
the word? She's like,
yeah.
Melissa, that's not a plank. That's a stretch.
Are you making progress in the class?
No, I'm not.
Yeah,
No.
I do.
You keep showing
I
up.
drink alcohol,
Yeah.
Maybe you should drink less.
I'm the
your-
same. I do yoga with a bunch of women over 50, and
Yeah.
I'm the worst person in my class.
Oh my God.
But I'm an excellent Indian dancer.
Oh my gosh. So you
Hey,
guys
we're
teach-
gonna team
we're
up.
gonna
I
do
would
it.
love to learn.
Hell yeah, we should.
The
do
oh god, this is a South Delhi wedding story. Another time, this last wedding I was at. This is why I can't do cocaine.
Wait, how
Um,
many wedding stories have we told? Because I missed like 10 minutes, I think.
We didn't tell.
no.
We no.
I don't
Okay.
think any,
All right,
yeah.
let's talk about wedding stories because wedding season has officially begun.
Yeah.
For
You just
2019.
You just went to one.
I just came from a wedding. I literally flew in.
No, wedding season
flew
is
back.
ending in India.
In India, it's ending.
Yeah.
What was-
In
what was your
America,
six-
it's
in
beginning.
wedding in
forever
America,
happening.
it's starting.
What's your South Delhi's
Yeah.
wedding?
Oh,
story?
well, no, the
Yeah.
South Delhi. Well, first of all, everybody who's gone to a wedding in South Delhi has been the designated bartender of a car. And
The bar cart.
Wait, what does
The
that?
bar-
What does that mean?
I
They
mean,
drink
you
in
are.
the
car bar.
car and they pour the drinks in the car.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
okay.
have
Car bar.
like
Okay.
6 glasses wedged between your legs and
Or like-
and an ice
Or like
bag.
rolling weed in the car.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was
there's
never
usually-
good at rolling, so
yeah,
I
you
never
start
did
the
that.
party in the car.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's usually a
Yeah.
couple of coolers and flasks and liquor. It's like all in the trunk of the car.
Yeah,
Usually.
it's always
Yeah.
Johnny Walker Black Label.
Yeah.
Always.
always. And so I get to. So this has already been happening, and I get to what is called in Indian weddings a cocktail, which is like 2 ceremonies before the wedding. It's basically just a dance party.
Okay.
And so at this party, all the aunties and
Wait,
uncles
is
go
this
home.
different from the henna night?
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
that's the next.
They
night.
added like
There's
they
another
add-
night now?
Yeah, no, they've added this like a long time ago, and it was like to be more Western. So like it's a lot of people in my
Yeah.
family. It's like they dress more in Western than they
Yeah,
would.
yeah.
And then they just like it's drinks and dancing and stuff, but it's different than the Mendi. It's different than the Sangeet.
Is it like a reception?
Kind of, yeah.
So
It's just a-
basically,
it's just a
2 days
party. It's
before
like
the
prom. It's like
yeah,
prom.
2 days before the wedding, they have the cocktail. The day before the wedding, they have the mehndi during the day, and which is the henna thing, and the sangeet at night.
But
The
it
Sangeet
also,
is just everyone like sings and dances and is all
Yeah,
colorful.
yeah.
and it really it does depend on like where you are,
Yeah,
where you're from in India.
yeah.
But this is like
this
general.
is these are South Delhi Punjabi Hindus.
Yeah.
So at this cocktail, I do a little bit of the booger sugar, which I will never do
They
again.
have
now.
that there?
Yeah, and it's from like Africa.
The worst,
Oh,
they have
snap.
the worst fucking drugs in India. Like
the
the
so
weed,
bad.
Cocaine.
the weed is so bad.
The
It's
weed
not
is
even-
not
booger
weed, it's
sugar.
hash.
It's not, but it's not.
Can we explain what booger sugar is?
cocaine? He
There.
said cocaine.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
have been in a
Cocaine.
car in Delhi where being driven by a guy who was doing coke off the dashboard as he was driving.
And they think Indian people aren't athletic.
No, you guys know how to party.
See, the stereotypes here about Indians are about Southies. The Southies are the smart ones. The Northies are the fun ones.
I'm
so
half
we're-
and half,
I'm
bitches.
learning so much today.
Yeah.
I am full Punjabi. So I'm a dumb
are
whore.
you?
I'm half dumb whore.
So I
Mom's
late
gonna love that.
late is your mother the Sindhi? Yeah. Sindhis also wear like fucking all of your clothes are shiny. What is that?
We love it. We're dumb whores.
They're very
We love
glam.
shiny.
Yeah.
They're
We're
the,
like little crows collecting things.
they're the
And
Kardashians.
we never forget a grudge either, so we are like crows.
Oh no, those are the Pathans. No, we'll get into that
What's
later.
the stereotype for good Jews?
Oh, the stereotype for good Jews is that they're
Thrifty.
Are you a good Jew?
Yeah, I'm half Gujarati.
They're cheap.
Yeah, so the good Jews are very cheap. They're very like Sida, studious. Don't drink very much. Very very English speaking. Very snooty. They hate us. Good Jews hate.
But what about
Punjabis.
Muslim good Jews?
Muslim good Jews is
feel like
head
they're
for the
boring.
hills. That's the stereotype about Muslim good
That's,
Jews.
yeah, I guess
Yeah.
I'm half Muslim good Jew.
Yeah, so
No.
is Muslim good Jews, fuck BJPs and government. You better run, guys.
Wait, is there I want to ask about Iran too. Is there like certain stereotypes with like Muslims from Iran versus Jews from Iran?
Yeah,
Yeah?
it's stereotypes in different cities that people are from, not so much like
Like the
religion.
religion? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there'll be like the Persian Turks or the Persian, like from Esfahan or from Shiraz, like different areas of Iran.
And is it similar? Are there like certain stereotypes tied to like smarter and more studious Persians versus like party animal Persians? And
No,
No?
it'll be like the cheap ones. It'll be, it'll be like stuff like that.
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
cheap
my
ones, the temperamental ones.
Yeah.
P.S. Quick thing before we get done to this
Yeah, yeah.
wedding. The worst thing I did while I was on the booger sugar. Bear in mind, homosexuality was still illegal then.
Yeah, it just
Um,
became legal like
yeah,
in the past year.
September.
Yeah.
This was in February.
Okay.
Oh, you had to hide it.
Yeah, I do. I do.
oh,
all
he
the-
goes-
He does
Yeah.
the whole thing.
He
to
goes
hide
through a
it.
process.
Hang on, yeah, let me
Yeah.
show you quickly. So it's let me tell you what happened first, and then I'll show you. So I have no memory of this, but I have been filmed doing this, so I know. I got up onto the DJ stand and started doing like a seductive dance to the DJ, trying to hit on the DJ.
God.
It was
Snap.
an issue.
An issue.
It was an issue. And then I woke up the next morning. I was staying with the groom, and I go to the groom's room and I was like, "What happened yesterday?" And he hugs me and goes, "Thank you for coming."
Where are your parents?
Coming out.
Yeah. No,
Where-
all the like aunties and uncles had gone home by that
Okay.
point in the party.
Okay.
What's your process to?
The process is okay. So you see
The
how I'm
process
sitting
to
now.
become
Yeah, the
straight.
process to become a straight is to mentally retard yourself, and so your shoulders slump and your S's get less sibilant and your voice goes down. You kind of your legs go apart and your hands come between the knees and you lose your enthusiasm for your life and then this is where you are, and then this is how to be a straight guy. You can do it. You can do it if you put your mind to it.
you can play
You-
straight.
Yeah, you could do it. You sound like a bored New Yorker. You
Yeah,
do. That's
hilarious.
And
then
you definitely got New York.
You feel like
Yeah.
you're what'd you say? You hate
You
your
lose
You lose enthusiasm.
Enthusiasm.
Straight men have no enthusiasm for anything. Have you noticed?
It's why they're so bad on Instagram.
This is
Straight men
true.
are the worst on Instagram.
Yeah, very true. Yeah. So yeah, that's what I used to do that all the time. But now, Puerto Rico, watch out.
Yeah.
I'm coming to Delhi.
Oh man. Okay.
Be as gay as you want.
We have 10 minutes left.
Oh.
We wanted to kind of at least a little bit talk about what facial recognition it's done in the last year since it's
Yeah,
our
1 year.
podcast anniversary.
Our favorite memories?
Favorite memories.
Or your favorite thing. or your
Samir
favorite
just was
show.
on the show, so that's got to be his
Yeah.
favorite memory, other than this podcast happening right now.
I have lots to choose from, but I think I was fed there too. I could not stop eating.
Oh yeah, there were snacks
I was
in the back.
Yeah, I was eating on stage.
Oh my
So
god.
snacks?
Oh yeah, you introduced me while eating a cookie.
Yeah. I was
Yo,
like-
I missed the snacks.
Yeah.
There were
Aw.
snacks this time.
I mean,
Oh,
I
man.
love all the fun stickers that you guys made and you gave us. I mean, it's so memorable as a performer coming onto the show.
tight.
I love the
Ooh,
sticker.
more stickers for everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, I've never got a sticker, honestly.
Yeah.
What?
But for a show, no, like any
Oh,
other shows.
okay, got
no,
it.
like yours is like cool, it has a brand. I was like, oh my god, these are so dope. So I really like that. That's a fun thing.
What was your favorite memory?
But that's not a like cool
Ooh,
memory.
that
It's
is-
just-
that
I
is
mean,
a-
yeah,
you
just
know,
yeah.
We can go around.
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
You don't
yeah.
have to
Okay.
just one. You
Yeah.
know.
Come back to me. Let me think about it.
Okay. I think the biggest moment for me was when they announced facial recognition comedy. The New York Times said facial recognition comedy was one of the top 5 shows
Yeah.
to catch at New York Comedy Festival.
That's
that was
huge.
crazy.
That's-
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they just found us. So that wasn't any like sort of PR or anything.
Yeah.
Like
That's
Yeah.
how the industry works. They find you.
they
Yeah.
Don't come to us, we come to you, okay?
and it's better that way. It is
works
better that way.
Yeah, that was a really dope moment. That's definitely like my top 3. Dude, having Russell Peters come up to me after a show and be like, "Hey, so you want me to host that Brown Girl show?" I'm like, "Yes, of course, yeah."
I have to say, this is
That
my
was
actual
best.
favorite memory of facial recognition comedy is getting bumped for Russell Peters.
This is true because we had Samir booked to host the show, and I was like, "Hey, Samir, I'm sorry, but like Russell wants to host the show that day. Do you mind?"
Imagine if I had minded. Imagine the kind of
my
person who would
God.
mind that. I was like, this is the kind of gig I'm being considered for, that Russell Peters is bumping me? Yes, thank you.
Yeah, that was dope.
I feel like those two were really big. I think, like, I don't know. I think honestly, like the first time that we did the show, it was the first time I had seen that many brown women on a lineup, and I was fairly new to comedy, but it was still. I remember watching just like in awe of it, and just everybody had a different like style and energy, but then they would build off of each other. Like somebody would talk about parents, the next person would be like, "Oh yeah, I had this parental experience where they didn't like this," but then they had their own entire like take on it. And I remember watching and being like, "Oh, this is I have so much empathy for these women." Like I have so much empathy for it. And then the other thing is like this has honestly been a lot harder than I think any of us expected in terms of like production and like organization, just everything behind the scenes. It was a lot of work. And I think like grinding it out and like figuring out how to run a show like this that like tours and does podcasts and is like available for like interview and like organizing everybody and just all the things that we want to do, like it's definitely made me grow, not just as a stand-up, but like as a producer and as like understanding like the industry and stuff.
Yeah.
And that's stuff that nobody sees.
They don't teach you
really.
that in
No, but
class.
we like just from an outsider, like I know how hard it is like to put something like this together. So I see you guys and I appreciate all the hard work that you guys put into it. Really do. I mean, I did your show several times, and my favorite one was when we did the Irvine Improv. I thought that was so much fun. That was what, 2 months ago?
That was really
Yeah.
fun. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
like a month ago. We took 2 cars down. We were running to get to stage. But
Oh yeah, that was a memory. Me
Yeah.
running and I had
Yeah.
to pee so bad.
Oh, my God.
And I was,
It
like
was-
up first. I was like, oh, we'll make it.
yeah, it's just
And we
because it's
did.
like people don't realize with LA, it's like Irvine. It was like an 8:00 show. We're
They
driving
see
through.
people being late to everything.
No, but we were
That's true.
we were driving through traffic like the whole entire time. Also, I think we forget that we're like not young anymore. I mean, we're still young, but it's like, we require bathroom breaks and stuff. Like road trips take longer now. You can't just like
She's
get
just referring to me. I
No,
was the one that needed
not
to go to
just
the bathroom.
you,
Okay.
not just
good for you
you,
for
but it's
drinking
like like these are all things that we have to get better about, like road trips in general. I think, and that's just
These are
it's,
good memories.
these are all great memories.
But not just that, Zara, like the traffic though is getting worse in
It is
LA.
getting
we
worse.
left 2 hours early.
Yeah, we
What
did
are we
leave 2
gonna
hours.
do?
It took us an hour to get out of the city.
Yeah.
Guys, stop moving to Los Angeles, okay? Just
Stop
stop
it.
moving to Los Angeles.
Give up on your dreams.
Read
I-
shares
Wow.
Twitter. And
But I will say this: the best thing about the Irvine Improv, I think everybody did such a great job on the lineup, but also the people who came to see us, they were the best fan. They were so sweet.
good.
And they were all because we do a lot of social media marketing, so they were all like friends of friends of friends of friends, and it was like a reunion for all of them too. And they're like, "Oh, I haven't seen you since high school," kind of thing. So it was very cool to like bring those people together, and all those people related to us. So it felt like we were all friends. Like it was a very
and there
cool
were
thing.
some regulars who came as well
Yeah.
to our show. And
Regulars who
That's
came.
like in New York when the first time we did the show and all my friends came out. That was the first time they'd all hung out together.
Wow.
In a while, like, well, I mean, some of them like hung out in groups or whatever.
Oh, I had some
Remember-
high schooler friends come as well.
Yeah, and one of my friends had moved there, and she was like, "I've been in the city for 6 weeks, and I haven't talked to anyone." And so she was
so
like, she
lonely.
just reconnected with all of our
Yeah.
Caltech friends, and so I think it's really fun when like people come and like make friends at the show and stuff.
Yeah, it was really fun.
I mean, I
and
hadn't seen like some of those people for like way over a decade.
Yeah.
And they hadn't seen each other, so that was interesting that we all
That's
sort
so
of reunited
cool.
over comedy.
Also, one of my favorite things is when like older audience members who are like my parents' age come up to me after the show and
Oh,
like give me
God.
a hug, and I'm like, yes, somebody validates what I'm doing. This is amazing.
Yeah,
This
that
is
means
great.
a lot.
Yeah.
That definitely means a lot to see like those older Daisy faces like in the show enjoying it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember one time when we were at the Comedy Palace, there was this one auntie who just was like pretty like serious, and then the joke that cracked her was my pussy joke, and I was just like, there will never be a better feeling than this.
It's so
freedom in
funny
it.
when that happens. That was I
So
mean
great.
there were no aunties at the FRC show that I did, but there was another Daisy show I was on.
Plenty of aunts, but no aunties.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
plenty of ants. A few months ago, that I was opening for Kunal Kamra and Rahul Subramanian, and it was all like half like aunties and uncles.
Yeah.
And I was doing. My set's very, very dirty.
Yeah.
The whole thing is very dirty. And I was doing jokes about fucking Ranveer Singh and blowing Muhammad's dad. I was like,
Wait, did you really fuck Ranveer Singh?
No, it
About
was
one
no,
of
it was
you.
it was a no, it was the opposite. It was a Padmavati joke that I mean, it was in Hindi, but it was like if I had to I got the Padmavati. I didn't realize why people were mad. I said if I had to fuck Ranveer Singh, main bhi johar karta, which I would burn myself alive too, the way she did at the end of that
okay.
movie.
Yo.
They must have loved you.
Yo,
And
are you
that joke
please
worked.
tour
With
India?
these people?
Do a
Oh, I'm
Bollywood
so
tour of
going
India.
to.
You're so.
I'm gonna air out all the gossip.
Do it.
All
do it.
everyone's dirt.
Do
I'm
it.
gonna get an FIR. It's gonna be which is like an arrest warrant. Everyone worth their salt in the Hindi film industry has had an FIR. Karan Johar got in trouble with the Bombay police for doing a roast. Everyone gets in trouble with the cops out there.
Have you
We wish
considered
that
being?
for you too.
Is there already a Perez Hilton of Bollywood? Can you?
I mean,
Zar-
that's basically
Karan-
Karan Johar.
Oh, is it
Zohar
Zohar?
is like, yeah, he
But is
definitely
he a
gets the
millennial
goss.
though? Like I feel
He's-
like you
He's a
do better-
wannabe millennial.
Whatever.
I
feel
like
like you do a
he's
better
like
job.
Outside the bracket.
he's like a Andy fuck.
Andy Cohen,
He's
yeah.
like Andy
Oh,
yeah.
Cohen. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think they need a fresh face in there anyway. You know, when he eventually goes to jail.
All right.
He's too powerful. He's like the king of Bollywood now.
Whatever, it's physics. What
He's-
goes up
yeah.
must go down. Is that
Yeah.
him?
I'll be
Yeah.
the new kid.
There you
I'll
go.
I'll be like the opposition.
Yes, do
Yeah.
it. Do it.
Okay, I think we gotta wrap up. So where can we find you guys?
Let's start with
Samir.
Twitter at Suri _ Samir. SAMEER is how you spell it. And Suri is like that kid that I think we're still saying is Tom Cruise's.
Melissa?
Instagram, Twitter at Mel Shoshahi. So MELSHOSHAHI. If you can spell it correctly, you get a sticker from me.
Yay.
We love stickers.
Do you have stickers?
No.
Oh.
I'm going to give one of the facial recognition
Do it.
stickers.
Yeah, we should
Nobody
give you
can say my name right. It's so crazy.
that. Yeah.
Mel Show.
Mel Show.
Yeah. How about you, P?
Pallavi Gunalan, PALLAVIGUNALAN. That's my website, my Instagram, my Twitter, and my Facebook.
Zara?
Oh, I'm really Zara on all the social medias. Zara is spelled ZAHRA.
I always feel like you're cheerleading when you say that.
Really, Zara?
Z-A-H. I'm Fizza Dasani, and I'm at Fizza Dasani on all the stuff, FizzaDasani.com. And we are facial recognition comedy. I feel like we all should have said that together. We are
Facial recognition comedy.
FacialRecognitionComedy.com, at Facial Recognition Comedy on Instagram and Facebook, and Facial Rec Comedy on Twitter. And we have a bunch of shows coming up. I will give that to Pallavi.
We
Please
have
do that.
second Sunday of every month at Westside Comedy Theater Theater at 9 p.m. We are going to be in New York at New York Comedy Club, Gramercy location, on May 31st at 11:30 p.m. We're going to be back in Irvine, July 23rd. That's a Tuesday at 8 p.m. If you want us booked in your town, let us know. We have merch. We have merch up on our website and our Patreon, which is patreon.com/facial recognition comedy. That's it, man.
And any last words, or should we all say something else in unison to end this? Zara, do you have any ideas of how we should end this?
I have zero ideas. Bye, guys.
Bye. Thank you for having me.